Good evening, everyone. I am Maurice Odo, a web developer, a full-stack web developer, former CTO at CareerEdu, the faculty at Tech Uni, which is a subsidiary to CareerEdu, and also the tech lead of School Africa. So I wish to welcome us all to today's episode of Breaking into Tech. Now, first of all, before I share my screen, I wish to commend the organizers of this session. I think it's the first of its kind. The embodiment technology team, the moderator here present. I commend you all for all your efforts. So the essence of this session, which will be an ongoing session, is to break off, to curb, to do away with the myth that some of us do have, which hinders some people from progressing into tech. Because myself, I'm an example, especially those who are coming from non-tech fields. I studied philosophy for 4 years at the University of Ibadan. And then before then, I thought that this field was not for me, honestly, because of these myths, which we are going to unravel one by one today. And some of the myths are like, for example, some people say that if you don't know mathematics, forget about tech. That one is false. So that one is false. Now, to an extent, I think by the end of today, we'll be able to be better informed concerning this. Because if you don't know mathematics, you can do tech. Tech is an all-encompassing field, a broad field. It's not limited to everyone. It's to anyone. Tech has something for everyone here. There are some parts of tech that we call it non-tech. They are tech, but we call it, I don't call it non-tech. I call it non-code. Because when you call it non-tech, there are parts of tech. Tech, for instance, a product designer. Can you call a product designer non-tech? A product designer is a tech person. A UI UX designer is a tech person. All those people are tech persons. There are some parts of tech that require you to write codes. There are some parts of tech that don't require you to write codes. So these are more what we are going to look into today. And I'm going to share my own experiences of how I broke into tech. Someone that studied philosophy in school. How did the person move into tech? And then today has worked with various setups. And I've also worked as a chief technology officer for a firm. So these are more what we are going to look into today. And I believe that by the end of today, especially those who are still thinking whether they should do this or not, and those who are still having this imposter syndrome. Can I do this? Can I do cybersecurity? Can I? Everybody's doing cybersecurity. Is this something I can do? Is this cybersecurity a monster? I am hearing so much about it. Will I get a job after it? These are more of the things we are going to discuss today. So right now I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll begin from somewhere. So I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah, I can see your screen too.
All right, thank you. So our theme for today is breaking into tech, insights and strategies from an experienced software developer, an elaborate exposure. Well, I wouldn't claim that to myself, but for this let me say for this gathering, let me call myself that, an experienced software developer. I hope that those who are 10 years into the field will not come here and then carry me and tell me that yeah, doing something different here, because I'm just 4 years into the field. But well, I can say that I have experienced so much. because I've worked on many projects individually and collectively as a team. I'm also working on a big project now, so I can call myself that, an experienced software developer. So let us progress. Yeah. So you guys can see my screen, right? Can see it very well. Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. So let me go back here a little. Okay. So understanding the tech industry. What is the tech industry? Because this is something that you even have to understand before you go into it. Some people go into tech with base mindsets. Some people go into tech without being fully informed. What am I going into? When I went into tech because I'm going to be plain. Let me give you an instance. The first day I came into a tech class, I walked into a tech class. I went to AppTech computer education. I call it AppTech technical. So our faculty, we call our lecturers faculty. So our faculty asked us, he was asking us one by one, why are you here? Why do you want to do tech? Why do you want to do tech? Everybody was saying, to solve what problem? To solve what problem? To solve what problem? But at the end of the day, when we come to gather all these skills to solve what problem, at the end of the day, all of us are building fintech organizations, fintech startups. And I discuss with people, is fintech the problem of Nigeria? Is fintech the world problem? I think that the world problem is more than fintech, what fintech can do. But most people in Nigeria are doing fintech, everywhere fintech. This one is coming to overshadow the other one. Why are you into tech? Before we finish this session, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why are you doing tech? Why do you want to break into tech? What is the reason that you have? Because that reason is going to be your motivating factor when the chips are down. So first of all, the tech field is robust and multifaceted. Like I said earlier, there is something for everyone. If you don't know mathematics, there is something for you. If you know mathematics, there is something for you. If you read English as undergraduate, there is something for you. If you read sciences, if you read anything that has to do with sciences as undergraduate, there is something for you. So it's not like this particular one is limited to anyone, but there is something for everyone here. That is why I say that it's a robust field. There is something for everyone. So you have to calm down and then ask yourself, what do I want to do? What part of tech do I want to go into? And that will inform you on the particular part of tech you're supposed to do. So you'll not be confused and so you'll not be shallow. So I am going to explain to us the various fields that we have here. And then as we progress, you will now know whether this field is right for you or not right for you. Now, coming to tech, of course, when everybody moves into tech, we call ourselves techies, we call ourselves tech persons, we call ourselves engineers. Even those that do UI UX design, they call themselves engineers nowadays. Yeah. So we have these programmers. This is how it was divided. We have the programmers. We can subdivide the programmers into 4 parts. We have the web programmers, those who build websites and maintain websites. We have the mobile app programmers, those who build and maintain mobile applications. We have the desktop programmers, those who build and maintain desktop applications. And we have the chipset programmers. The chipset programmers are those who, our systems, computers, everything we have. Once I mention system, I mean anything that used in communication. They have underlying chips. Remove those chips from your computers, the BIOS and so on and so forth, which are hardwares. And then they have softwares incorporated into them. remove them from any system, and then they stop working. These people are those who program who do the core programming, the BIOS, like I mentioned, the BIOS, the system BIOS, and so on and so forth. Integrate the software into those hardware so that they can perform those functions. So these are the chipset programmers. Then by extension, we have those sets of people are also programmers, but they are not like, let me say, they do more than programming work. It's not that, okay, let me say, it's not that they do more than programmers, okay? But core programmers who, like, let me say, write core codes. We call them programmers too. We have the product designers. We have the UI UX designers and UI UX research designers. We have those who deal in project management and so on and so forth. Then by progression, we have the cybersecurity engineers. The cybersecurity engineers have the duty of monitoring traffic. They monitor traffic within the interaction from one system to another. As these programmers, web, mobile, desktop, and chipset programmers are building their applications, you will see that some of these applications are prone to security breaches. Any security breach can constitute an error that can be used to hack your system, that can be used to hack any particular application that were built by these programmers. So these are the works of cybersecurity engineers, cybersecurity personnel. As a cybersecurity personnel, you either work as a red team, that's we call them the red hat. We call them red hat. We call them pen testers, that's penetration testers. We call them ethical hackers. They are hackers, but they are ethical hackers. They are malicious hackers who hack into systems without permissions. Those ones are malicious hackers. Ethical hackers, we call them red hat, are those who run penetration testing to systems and make sure that there is no vulnerability in that system that can be used to steal into that system. So these are the work of cybersecurity engineers. So as a cybersecurity personnel, you are either a pen tester or ethical hacker. You are either a pen tester, it's either you call them pen testers or ethical hackers, or you work in the security operations center. We call them blue team. So there is a red team, the one I mentioned earlier. There is a blue team. Their major function is defending the system. So these people will break into systems and then search for vulnerabilities. That's the red team. We call the people we call the ethical hackers. The blue hackers will now, from what the red team finds out, they will now submit to the security operations center. We call them the blue team. Their work is defense. So they will now work on the submissions of the red team. There are people that we call the purple team. The white team. We call them GRC, governance, risk, compliance. So these people they perform more of managerial duties. They go from firm to firm, enlightening them on how to optimize their security measures to prevent subsequent breaches. So this is it for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a crown of embodiment technology, EmbodiLearn. So that is why, in as much as I'm speaking about other parts of tech, I'm going to dwell more on cybersecurity. Yeah. So we have the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, you already know AI. Artificial intelligence is like let me say, it has to do with it combines machine learning and then robotics. Training machines to perform duties that ordinarily should be performed by humans. They train them to be brilliant, to be intelligent, to perform these duties. So those that do this, they make use of various languages. like the R language. They make use of Python, and so on and so forth. And then we have the data scientists that, as the name suggests, data scientists, they work with data. They propound theories that can be used to make sure that your data is stored properly, and then the various schema that your databases and your data should take in any organization. So, having mentioned all of this, I'm going to progress to the next ones. I think that I have elaborated. There are other parts of tech too, but these are the core ones. So, when you come tomorrow and then you see any particular part of tech that I have not mentioned here, just know that these are the core ones that I mentioned, and there are others that are coming out every day. So, the key trends shaping the tech job market. What are the key trends? What do I mean by key trends? What are the principles? What are the fundamentals? What determines a concise or a true tech enterprise or a tech startup? What do I mean by trends? We're going to look at these trends, and then we will see what you might look into when you are trying to move into any particular enterprise, or you're trying to start you're trying to begin your own startup. So in today's tech space, when we are building products that will be out there in the job market, that will be that will have a competitive edge in the job market, we think of seamless user experience. Seamless user experience is at the core of every product that is churned out to the public. How can you be building a product that is not usable here? Last year, when I went to the Dev Fest we had here at Enugu State, I was discussing with some other tech persons, and one application, we brought out one application, and we were analyzing it. We were like, what this particular application, and the evil part of it, the worst part of it was that this is an application used by the Enugu State government. And you look at this application and you see that user experience is zero. User interface, I will score them 10 over 100. User experience, zero. So difficult. So difficult. That is user experience. The product that you're building out there, does it solve a problem for the user, or does it usher in more problems for the users? Think about it. And the more you build products that solves a particular user problem, the more you get rewarded, the more funds you receive. But where you build a product that the user experience is not optimized, you will not be rewarded, and your product will not sell. So you have to think of this: seamless user experience. Second, inclusivity. When we talk about inclusivity, what do we mean? Is the product inclusive? Are there some people that are excluded from your product? The product that you churn out there, if you want to build a product that has religious bias or political bias or geopolitical bias, cultural, by that I mean cultural bias, then you should build it. But if it's a problem, let's take, for instance, look at Google. When Google is building a product, I think Google was among the first persons that started building products, and then they will ask you your pronouns. Formerly, we talked about he or she. Do you identify as a he? Do you identify as a he? Do you identify as a she? Those are the two pronouns we had. But nowadays, you come to build products, and you know that whether we call them sick people or people that are mentally ill, but those people are going to use your product. They're going to use your product. So Google now made a way for you to enter. They will now say order. You have a male, you have a female, and then below it you have order. so that if you don't identify as a male or a female, then you can identify, you can just put other, and by that some applications will even give you a space, a field to type in the one you identify as. This is inclusivity. Are you building a product that will only be for the black race, for the African race, or you're building a product for the Caucasians? That's the white race. Are you building for the Mongoloids, the red skin, all those ones, Asian places? Are you building for them? Are you building for Nigerian people? Are you building for Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas, other ethnic groups? Inclusivity. These are trends. I mentioned gender neutrality. Your product should be gender neutral. Should be gender neutral. So you can make it male or female when you want it to be. Only people that identify as male or female should be here. But people that are maybe other people that they identify as they or them and so on and so forth, they are not allowed into the application. They will know that this application is not for them. Security. Is your product secure? This is the where we talk about cybersecurity. This product, is it secure? People come and then they trust you. And then one issue I have had with some clients is this. For those who will progress into the field, I know all of us here are tech persons. Whenever you are building a product, if you are a cybersecurity person, if you are the person that is building the website, the application, make sure that your client, the company that you are working for, make sure that they provide someone who deals in copywriting. And that's the work of those, the GRC part of cybersecurity. They are the ones that will work to get the theories and security measures that the application is putting into place to ensure that the user data is secured. People come and then they submit their information. Nowadays, online identity is like we make use of our online identity more than we make use of our offline identity. Everybody's online. Everybody has an online identity. Everybody has a Google Mail. Everybody has a Yahoo Mail. Everybody makes use of Facebook. Everybody makes use of, everybody browses the internet. So when people come to submit their data, their name, their email, their information, profile pictures, their age, phone, mobile number, and so on and so forth. How secure is their data? What are the security measures that you are putting into place to ensure that their information are stored and it will not be manipulated, so that tomorrow we'll not wake up and then we see that, they have carried our server, just like one company I worked with. I will not call the company name. We woke up one morning, though. We woke up one morning, and then the server was lifted. Nobody could log in, though. The people that built the website were angry. They did not pay them salary, and they lifted everything. They carried server. What happened? They don't carry server. Everything, every information is lost. So these are the things that you have to think about. The last one I'm going to speak of is flexibility. Now, flexibility ensures whether your product will thrive or not. How flexible is your company? How flexible? How flexible are you in your company to accommodate new tech trends? You see, when this particular one, okay, let's take for instance, there was a time that when you're designing an application, and then you will come and then you say, okay, the button, let me say, either the sign up button or the login button will extend the entire width. It will extend the entire width. The product designers, if there's any product designer here, you will know what I'm talking about. It extends the entire width. This is the new trend we have now. Cybersecurity measures, There were other security measures that we had before, but now every day they continue to churn in products that match the trends out there. Is your product flexible enough? And that is why you will come and then you see that some products continue. When you go to your Google, when you go to your App Store or you go to your Google Play Store, you see that there is continuous patching. We call them patching in cybersecurity. Patching is a security measure. It's patch. We call it patching as a security measure. People, those that build those products, they continue to churn out new versions of their products that meets the trends out there. So if you are building a product that does not match the trends out there, very soon your product will go obsolete. Now, we're going to explore roles for tech and non-tech skills. So, like I said before, but I don't like calling them non-tech. Yeah, don't like calling them non-tech because they're all tech. They're parts of tech. So, permit me if I don't use non-tech. I mentioned earlier that when you talk about tech, there is something for everyone. If you know that you are someone, sorry, I'm going to come to that. But I want to elaborate more on what I mean by that. There is something for everyone. So, like I mentioned earlier, we have the programmers. I mentioned them above. We have the artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, and so on. We have product design, project management, those that don't write code. Just understand there are those that don't write codes. Do you understand? Those that write code and those that don't write codes, not tech and non-tech. I don't like calling them non-tech. So if it's non-tech, then everybody should just go and rest and find their own name. We'll not call you techies. We'll not call you tech persons. We'll not call you engineers. Don't be angry with us. But once we are here, we'll call you people tech persons, tech engineers. So building essential skills, hard and soft skills. What are hard skills? What are hard skills? And what are soft skills? Hard skills are stack related. You know, there was someone here that I introduced to. The person has never gone to any dev fest or any tech gathering or any tech seminar. So I introduced the person. I told the person, okay, just go there. And then when they ask you of your stack, what do you say? What do you say? The person was confused. Say, stack. Oh, I browse it. Browse it. What do you mean by stack? The person browsed and was more confused. And then I had to explain to the person what stack meant. So when we talk about stack, tech persons like to identify themselves and then know themselves by their stacks. So for instance, a cybersecurity person come and ask you, what's your stack? What's your stack? And then you tell the person, okay, I am a pen tester. I'm a pen tester. What tools? What's your stack? What tools do you use? What tools do you use to do your penetration testing? And then the person will call the tools that he or she makes use of. Person will call I think wireframe, if I'm not mistaken, and so on and so forth. So and then you tell somebody, okay, in the blue team, which one do you use to monitor network? And the person will call their stack. These stacks are the skills that you need to identify as that particular tech related person. So the stack that a penetration tester working as a cybersecurity personnel uses is different from somebody that is working for the security operations center. That is different from someone that is doing governance, risk, and compliance for cybersecurity. It's different. There are some people that combine all of them. There are some people that like to do them individually. The stack that a cybersecurity engineer uses is different from the one that a data scientist uses. The stack that a front-end web developer uses is different from the stack that a back-end web developer uses. And that's why whenever a company arrange you for an interview, they are going to train you based on your hard skills and your soft skills. So when they ask you about your hard skills, they will tell you to maybe do a codility test for you to write codes, and then they will see, okay, this person knows what he or she is doing. Or they will tell you, okay, run traffic, monitor traffic on this particular network as a cybersecurity person. Okay, break into this particular application, run your test into this application, and then see the vulnerabilities and then the risk that this particular application is going through. So these are hard skills. But then when we talk about soft skills is general. It's not stack related. It's general. Everybody needs soft skill. Even if you're a tech person or not a tech person, you should have a soft skill. And when people are trying to build their hard skills, they pay less attention to soft skills. What are soft skills? Problem solving. Can you solve problem? Can you solve a particular problem? I was arguing one day in LinkedIn, and then I was saying that some of these interviews that that people grant, they do it in such a way that to scare people away, and then they will run away, and then they will tell you, okay, code this one from morning to night. There was an interview I went to, and I was coding for complete 5 hours. What am I coding? At the end of the day, if I don't have any particular if I pass the hard skills and then I did not pass the soft skill, what now happens? They were just there spending enough time for the hard skill instead of soft skill, and that's bad. First of all, for the soft skill, problem solving. That's one. Can you solve a problem? When you give somebody a code to write, the person should be able to break down that particular code into subsections before attacking that particular. In fact, if I interview you and then I give you a particular code to write, and then you start writing the code immediately, I will not grade you. You will not get that job. You have to, first of all, break it down into pseudocodes. How are you going? What steps will you take to solve this problem? As a cybersecurity person, your company was hacked, and you want to make a submission to the tech department, to the software engineering department. Is it if you come, you now start going to make those changes immediately? You have to make a submission. Okay, this was what I noticed. This was how it was breached. These are the steps we take to, these are the remedial steps we take. This is it. These are the steps we take to make sure that this does not happen again. Proactive measures and all that. Defensive measures, proactive measures. You break them down, so it makes it easy for you to solve. But when you just come and then tackle the problem, that's what about problem solving. People just move into the problem, and then people don't know what they are doing just to solve the problem. What are the steps you take for problem solving? How do you handle problems? This is a soft skill. Communication skills. Some people are very brilliant. That's why you see some teachers who are super brilliant, but they can't teach people. They can't teach. And it's not that this person does not know it, but the person cannot teach. The person cannot communicate what he or she knows. And the person has a problem with communication skills. Nobody understands what you are saying. As a CTO, how your subordinates, they don't understand you. As a team lead, they don't understand what you are talking about. Teamwork and collaboration. Yes? Are you a team person? Do you like working as a in a team, or do you love to just work on your own? You don't want team. You don't like working in a team. It's very bad. Most of the time, I work as tech persons. You work as a team. Unless you are a freelancer, I'm going to come to freelancing. Unless you are a freelancer, even when you are a freelancer and you get, there are gigs that you will get and it will be too much for you, you have to assemble a team to make sure that that project is successful. Teamwork and collaboration. That's why we have various tools. We call them version control, used for collaboration, like Git and GitHub, and so on and so forth. GitLab. So we use those for collaboration, for teamwork. This person will push it, will do his or her own, submit it, push it. This person will look into it, will pull the changes, look into it, merge it. This person will push again. This person will merge. This person does this one. That is teamwork. Can you work in a team? These are soft skills. Are you persistent and motivated? Is it when you do something once, twice, you say, okay, this thing is not working, and then you go out, you are defeated? If you are someone, let me mention it now. If you are someone who is not persistent, motivated, and disciplined, the tech field is not for you. You might as well ask for a refund from EmbodiLearn and then move out. If you are not someone that is disciplined, if you are someone that gets frustrated easily, the tech field is not for you. Because we call them bugs. You will have bugs you will have bugs most of the time. 70% of what you do is debugging. As a tech person, 70% of your lifetime as a tech person is debugging. You have to find out why this thing is not working and make it work. It is not when you do it once or twice and then you will now say, okay, oh, this thing is not working, or I'm defeated. This field is not for me. Then you're not a tech person. You can't do it. As a tech person, you should be persistent and motivated. Things are not always going to work because these are systems. These are machines. These are computers. Sometimes, because of one problem or another, things might not work as you intend them to work out. So what do you do then? Are you someone that takes initiatives, or you're someone that waits to be given instructions before you do something? You have to take initiatives. You have to be proactive. You don't have to be reactive. As a tech person, you should be proactive. You should look at things. Why are these things not working? What are the steps you have to take to curtail? Like if your system is hacked always, if your system is hacked every time, and then you don't ask questions, you are just there. You are just there waiting for one thing or the other to happen before you look at the problem. Then there's a problem with you. You have to take initiatives. Are you argumentative or do you take corrections? We call it constructive criticisms. When you make a submission to the other members of your team, and then they tell you, oh, this is not what we expected. This is low. This is below expectation. What do? You now say, everybody hates me, or everybody hates me. And then you will not do what you're supposed to do. Are you someone that is argumentative? You will now say, okay, this person did his or her own, or I did not complain. And now I'm not doing my own. Everybody's complaining. This company hates me, or this company wants to end my life. If you're that kind of person, tech field is not for you, because it is from constructive criticism that you learn. Identifying your path. When you are choosing a particular tech field, you have to think about what impresses you as a person. What impresses you? And I ask some persons, what do you like doing? Some people like drawing. Some people have sense of beauty. Sense of beauty is not for everyone. No. Aesthetics, some people don't have sense of beauty. If someone is wearing color riot, person will just wear color riot. When the person comes out, you think that this person is at war. So if you know that like color or aesthetics is not your thing, why are you moving into product designing? If you know that you don't know mathematics or something like that, why are you moving into data science? Why are you moving into data science? Why you do commerce? Why are you moving into artificial intelligence? Why are you moving into robotics? Why are you moving into AI? Why are you moving into all those things? You can pick other fields that are neutral. Web development, mobile app, all those stuffs. You can move into design. You can move into all those things that do not require core mathematics, because there are some parts of tech that require core mathematics. You have to be excellent, super in mathematics for you to do them. And I've mentioned some of them. Your temperament. Are you a melancholic? Are you a choleric? Are you a phlegmatic or sanguine? I want us to look into it, do our own research concerning the temperaments. These are the 4 temperaments we have: melancholic, choleric, phlegmatic, or sanguine. The melancholic and choleric. So your temperament can influence you when choosing a particular tech path. It plays a serious role. So are you a phlegmatic or sanguine? Phlegmatic are people that relapse. Oh, this thing is not working my way. They will just go and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. They love relaxing. They don't like skin pain. Sanguine are people that they understand them as more of like extroverts. They love activity. Their life is activity. Everything is activity. They love to be working. They love to be doing something. They say choleric. Choleric are people that are strict. They are strict. They are strict on themselves, strict on people, and so on and so forth. Melancholics are those that love to relapse within themselves, and then most designers are melancholic persons. Yeah, most designers are melancholic persons. So I would like you to research on this. If I talk about this, is not a psychology class or psychology session. So maybe when you have, I don't think we'll be having that. Browse it and then make your research concerning temperaments and how they can play a role in informing you about the path you should take. Then, are you art and science inclined? I mentioned it earlier. There are some tech fields that will be easier for people that did art, and there are those that will be easier for those that did sciences. They are good in sciences, and those that are good in art. So, like I said earlier, when you talk about there are some tech fields that are neutral. You don't have to be like art or very extra. So I mentioned if you want to do data science, if you want to do artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, you will need high maths. There's no magic. There's no magic there. You will need high maths. So from your own discipline, you can now work towards it. But if you are below average in mathematics, these fields are not for you. There are some fields like cybersecurity is neutral. Everybody can do cybersecurity. Just for you to come there and pick a particular niche. There are those that do penetration testing, like I mentioned earlier. Those people, they do maths, but their maths is not so established like that. There are those that do security operations center, the blue team. So this cybersecurity does not require you to know core maths. Do you understand? Just be average in mathematics. No mathematics. At least if you know this thing, you know that this, okay, I'm supposed to do calculation here. Okay, it's not something that I should do high-end maths and all that, and you're good to go. The importance of problem solving, continuous learning, and adaptability skills. So problem solving, I talked about it before now, and the soft skills. So the more problem you solve, the more reward and richer you get. There are many problems in the world. Once you become a tech person, you will see problems everywhere. Go to Access Bank. Many people will tell you, let me tell you the truth. Banks are hacked in Nigeria every day. And not just Nigeria, but everywhere. Banks are hacked. And what differentiates a particular bank from another are the remedial steps and the proactive steps that they take to curb this. So institutions too, they are hacked. So how do you solve this? You continue to see problems every day as a tech person. These are problems that tech can solve, and so on and so forth. Go online. Don't just go online to be catching fun and all that. Go online to see possible problems that people are witnessing. Look at the application. Look at the experience of the application. How can you work towards limiting the frustrations that people witness when using any application in their day-to-day living? Continuous learning. No matter the situation, it is imperative to learn. Call me strict, but there was someone, one of my teammates, one of my teammates in the one of the places I studied, So, and another person, when I was one of my students. So I gave the person a project to do. That was after I finished teaching them front-end web development. And then after I gave them projects, every other person submitted. They said, this particular girl, why didn't you submit your project? She says this was a time of the month. So it was a time of the month. That's why you wouldn't submit your project. I said, this field is not for you. I scored her. That's how she lost it. So no matter what you are going through, even if landlord push you out from the building, you have to do it. You have to do it. No matter, even if Sapa hold you, you have to do it. It's not, no matter what is happening, whether you have eaten or not, whether you woke up early or late, you have to do it. It is imperative for you to learn, to develop your skills, no matter how you feel. Adaptability. I've talked about flexibility earlier. So we can talk about flexibility as adaptation. So here I want to talk about working on personal projects. So we're going to look at the various ways that you can push your skills out there and gain experience. The first way is freelancing. So freelancing, you are not attached to any particular company or establishment. So we have various platforms that help you to put out your skills there and then earn. So we have Fiverr. Sorry. So we have Fiverr. So Fiverr, you put out your skill. I do this, I do that, and this is what I charge. And then people contact you. The same thing with Upwork and Behance. So many of them, but these are some of those I want to mention. So you put out your skill. Oh, I am a pen tester. I am a freelance pen tester. Okay, this is what I do. These are the success projects I've worked on, and so on. This is what I charge per hour, and this is what I charge per minute. This is what I charge per second. And then people pay you. People contact you based on if they want you or not. That's freelancing. You are not attached to any particular company or establishment. As a full stack or part-time tech person, you are attached to a particular company or enterprise. So you're working under a company, you're working under a particular institution. And then they are the ones that determine how you work, and then whether you work remotely or something, or whether you work from home, whether you work on site. So that's full stack or part-time. So there are those that contribute to open source. It's a sort of freelancing too. So they contribute to open source. Some companies are open source and some are closed source. Some companies like Microsoft, GitHub, Sanity Stream, and so on and so forth, they're open source. And some like Apple, and so on and so forth, they are closed source. So those that are closed source do not allow developers to make changes based on the product. But those that are open source make their projects open to developers, so that developers can, get hold of the codes, and then improve on it. Then when you improve on it, you submit it, and then you push it, and then they will look at it. They will pull it and then look at it and then merge it to that particular product. They do this so their products will be better. If you look at companies like, if you look at your Android, and if you look at how your Android phone is working, and you look at how your Apple phone is working, your iPhone is working, you are going to see the difference between an open source and a closed source. Why Android is open source? Many people are building there. That's why you see various versions. You see many people working on the UI, the experience. There are many versions there. You look at them, you see Teams, you see launcher, you see various launchers in your Android. These people. But when you look at Apple, you look at your iPhone, it's only Apple that's only Apple that talks out. Only Apple that has the duty of prescribing the particular interface that they use. But in Android, in your Android phone, it is not like that. So this is it. Okay. And this Android accrued from what we call what's the name of it? Microsoft. Okay, what's the name? Okay, I have forgotten the name of this software. We have Microsoft, we have Chrome, we have Linux. Yeah, Linux. So it's Linux is open source, but Microsoft is also open source. But when you talk about iOS and so on and so forth, they are closed source. Then there are those that combine all. So when you're working on your personal projects, you choose: will you work as a freelancer, Do you want to work free as a free agent, not attached to a company? Do you want to be attached to a company as a full-time or part-time? Full stack works like, let me say, from I think, let me say, if they work 40 hours a week, part-time works 20 hours a week. That's the only difference. But both of them are attached to a company. Do you want to contribute just to open source, improve on already written codes by top companies and all that? I've mentioned some companies that are open source and those that are closed source. So, and then you want to do all of them. You want to combine all of them. Anywhere that belly face or something like that, you face them. So that's the one. Learning and gaining experience. So the ways that you can learn and gain experiences. So online courses, we have platforms like Udemy, we have platforms like Coursera and YouTube. So you can get courses and all that. And we have boot camps, physical online boot camps. The one that EmbodiLearn is currently doing, you can make use of EmbodiLearn, and they teach you elaborately. And then you learn all those skills, and then they even give you certification that will make you to have competitive edge out there. There are some certifications too, like globally recognized certifications for cybersecurity persons. We have CompTIA Security Plus. We have the ISC2. So these are certifications for cybersecurity persons. So it's global certificates. So that's it. So I want to talk about the ways that you learn as a tech person. So the ways that you learn, after you have learned, what do? We call it continuous learning. Continuous learning. So after you have learned, what do? You optimize your profile. You work on your profile, on your social media profile. That is the way, that's the essence of networking. What's the essence of networking in the life of a tech person? What does networking do? How do you get roles? Nobody, you'll not stay at your home and somebody will come and tell you, okay, come and do this thing for me. You have to put yourself out there. People will need to know you. And how do people know you? Optimize your profile. People neglect social media today, but you see, every role that I have gotten in my years as a tech person, I got it through my networks, through social media. People won't give you any role if you are not out there. They only know you in your home. You only know yourself. People don't know you. So put yourself out there. If you go to your browser and then type your name, you're going to see that platforms like LinkedIn will come out. Once you're on LinkedIn, you're going to see your profile, your name pop out there. So if someone comes to LinkedIn and search for pen testers, SOC engineers around this particular place, and then the ones that have 2 years experience, will you pop up? Will you pop up? And people are too lazy. Look at some profiles. Some profiles, they'll just write their names and their age and their school, and they are done. That is not it. LinkedIn gives you an opportunity to put everything about you, even your certifications, awards that you have received, everything about you, your principles, your ideologies. And people will just come and then write 1, 2, 3 lines there, and you think you are done. That is not optimizing your profile. Go to LinkedIn, open a LinkedIn profile today, open a GitHub profile. These two are important in the life of anybody that wants to go far. Open those platforms. There is one that we call Showcase too. I've told you, you have to network, find other people, find communities, join their communities, be on GitHub, go to Showcase, go to Discord, Polywork. These are communities that will help you put your product out there. Any progress that you're making, anything that you learn every day. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, I optimized it. If you go there, you will see what I did there. And that is where I got all the gigs that I've gotten in my life. So you can't come and then write one line and expect people to take you seriously. And then when we come to your profile, nothing is there. We can't see the progress you are making. The last post you made there was 2020. How are we going to take you serious? attend tech summits and dev fest. Permits me to use Omo. Now, if you don't attend tech summits and dev fest, if you don't go out to outreach that tech people attend, you'll not go far. You see this three I mentioned now: optimizing your profile, joining tech communities, and attending tech summits. Every year, make it everywhere you hear of tech summits, seminar, dev fest. They do dev fest every year. Everywhere you hear it, once you're around there, make sure to go. Reach out to people. I'm working on a big LMS application now. Yeah, I think somebody unmuted herself. I think that's Ruth.
Please mute yourself.
Yeah, I think that's Ruth. So once you make these three your priorities, you will see that in no due time you're going to get a role. I'm assuring you of this. Nobody knows you. You are the one that, in fact, you see that LinkedIn. I'm telling you how to get roles now. This is something that people will not tell you normally. People that teach you will not tell you normally. Not everybody will tell you this. Normal thing I used to do is I would just come randomly and then search for human people that work in human resources for every company, and then I will chat them. I will write to them. I will go and then look at their emails, search for their emails, search for the company website, search for the email of those that hire the hiring managers and all that, and then I'll apply to them. Because see, even that LinkedIn that you optimize your profile, you're not the only one there. If you see a job opening in less than 1 hour, 200, 500 persons, 1,000 plus persons are applying to that particular role. So how do you get that job? Do you think that if you just apply to a role and then they will just come and give you the job because you are good enough? Many people are applying. It is those that are applied. And then if it's an international company, they're also going to look, okay, are there those in our country that can do this? Why, if there are those in our country that can do this, why are we applying those that work remotely? And so on and so forth. So some jobs are specific to a particular place. You have to go extra mile for you to get that role. The essence of mentorship. The essence of mentorship cannot be overemphasized. I am a mentor, and I am also a mentee to someone. I have my own mentor, and I'm a mentor to people too. I also offer mentorship as one of the services that I do. So you need to have a mentor. Yeah, you need to have a mentor. It's your mentor that will guide you in this field. Find one. Find someone who is good enough. Reach out to them. Can you be my mentor? Can you mentor me? This tech field is not something you do alone. Can you mentor me? Ask them, and then you see whether they are able to mentor you or something like that. Build your portfolio website. Yeah, build a portfolio. For some people that do not have the skill to build web applications, you can use make use of LinkedIn, like I told you, and then make use of LinkedIn, and then make use of LinkedIn as your portfolio website. Yeah. So that's good enough. LinkedIn is good enough. If you don't want to build a portfolio website, I have my portfolio website. Also, your portfolio website should highlight your skills and competencies. Then apply for intern roles, whether they are paid or free, to solidify and gain your skills. So those roles, some people immediately see. I started my tech journey in 2021 July. My first role was 2022, ending of 2022. That means that for a year I wasn't doing anything. I was just learning for 1 year plus. Let me be honest with you. Some people will get jobs before other people. It's not that you are not good enough. That's how the field is. So apply for intern roles. As a cybersecurity person, the truth is you will not get job immediately unless you know somebody that knows somebody. And then unless you will be so extra, you will not sleep on hiring managers. You apply randomly. And even when you apply randomly, some people will offer you free internship programs. They will not pay you. It is not a crime. It is not a crime. Intern with those people, even if they don't pay you, and then build your skills, build enterprise skills. So that when you will now when you will now be ready for the role, you will see that you have now had company experience, you have had enterprise experience, and then you are highly hireable. So everything is not about the money. Even though while we are doing this, while we are breaking into tech, most of us, let's not lie to ourselves, want to make ends meet, want to earn from it because we are spending money. So we want to earn from it. So that's the thing. Apply for roles, intern roles. Look for companies that do internships, whether they are free or not free. Apply. Now, I'm going to conclude with my own personal story and then lessons. Like I said, I started my journey in 2021, July. Like I told you earlier, I didn't have any prior tech knowledge. I was not a tech person before, prior to the moment I applied. And yeah, so when I applied, I went to Uptake and then I met the manager. I told the manager, okay, I don't have any tech, but I want to do cybersecurity. That's what I want to do. And then he looked at me and said, can you do this? That he suggests that I move into web. So I go to web and then I have the experience and then move into web and all that as someone that's not coming. But if I had known what I knew today, I wouldn't have done that. But I'm earning from my web. It's not a regret because web development that people say that is running into, that is going obsolete. I have earned from it very well. I've earned millions from web development. So if you are good enough, every field will pay you. So I came and then I moved into he told me, okay, we don't have any other batch. We don't have any free batch again. You have to wait till we have a free batch. Unless you want to join the batch. That particular batch was 1 month plus ahead of me. And for someone that had not had any tech experience, tech knowledge, going to join a set that is a month plus ahead of you. I told the manager, I will take my chances because I don't want to wait. I want to join today. Can I start class today? I want to pay and start lecture. He was looking at me. What kind of human being is this one? He told me, okay. I moved into the first class. I didn't understand anything that was happening there for 2 weeks. I will be honest with you. For 2 weeks, I was lost. What did I do? I started to work on myself. Now, that is what I want to tell you about. Look at this. When passion fails, it is your discipline that drives. Every one of you here, you have something as an underlying reason why you want to do tech. It's your passion. You want to solve a problem. You want to earn. You want to do this one. There are sometimes that passion will fail. It will go out. You see that reason, that passion that is pushing you. There are sometimes that passion will fail. You will ask yourself whether you are doing the right thing. And then your passion then will not be sufficient for you to navigate this particular field. It is your discipline that will work at that particular time. Because when I was in that place for 2 weeks, I wasn't understanding anything. And our faculty will be asking me questions. Okay, you there. How do we do it? How do we solve this problem? What did I do there? Started waking up. I set a timetable for myself. Wake up 6 a.m., reply to your messages if you have any. Do your morning routine, wash up, take a walk, come back, eat. By 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., start studying. No matter what happened, 8 a.m., I was in front of my laptop. 8 a.m. And by that 8 a.m., if you did not call me before that time, you will not reach me again. You will not reach me. So that was what I was doing. And then I will study from that 8 a.m. By 1 p.m., I will go on break. I will take my lunch, reply to messages, take a rest. I'll come back by 3 p.m. I will go back. I'll close for the day by 8 p.m. That's what I normally do every day. It was a routine for me on the days that I didn't have lectures. And you won't believe it. When it was time for project, those that were there before me, they couldn't build an application that could beat mine. My application, the project, my own project, won for that particular period of time. That's for the front end before we moved into back end. So it is not about passion pulling you up and down. You have to think of discipline. Discipline yourself so that when your motivation or passion fails, your discipline will help you. Be proud of your humble beginnings. As a tech person, you are going to meet imposter syndromes. You can't escape it, no matter how good you are. You can't escape imposter syndromes. There are sometimes that you ask yourself, am I good enough? It is natural for every tech person. You will see people better than you. You will see people doing it more than you. And then you ask yourself, is it that I'm not good enough? Why is this thing not working? It has been a year plus. It has been 2 years since I started this tech journey. I haven't gotten a job. I haven't gotten a role. What is happening? During that time, what do you do? Be proud of your humble beginnings. That's why I tell people, anything that you learn, build something out of it. Build a project. Anything that you learn, build a project. Go online, search YouTubes. And this thing that we have been taught, what projects can I build from this particular skills? You see projects that have been built before you. Do those projects. You'll be better. Are there any successes that you have witnessed before joining the tech fields? When those imposter syndromes come, there will be a criteria for you to motivate yourself. And then you come back. Be proud of your humble beginnings. You are spectacular. You are different. Things must not work out for you as it is working out for everybody. It must not work out for you like it's working out for everybody. Some people will get roles more than before you. You will get roles before others. So you are different. It must not work for you as it is working for other people. More time, less difficulty. The more time you put into something to practice, the less difficulty you have in that thing. If you practice less, you will have a more difficult time in that particular field. It is natural. It's the normal order of things. I will say it again, join communities. Make sure that you join communities. Very important. I talked about building your LinkedIn profile, your GitHub profile, and then your social media profiles. Let people know what you do. I talked about going to communities there first. I talked about opening your GitHub profile and so on and so forth. Lastly, the 20 minutes rule. There are some times that you want to do something, you want to study, you want to work, and then you are distracted. You can't you can't focus. You lack focus. It happens. What do? Take 20 minutes walk, take a rest, come back. That 20 minutes, use it to do something else apart from that particular thing. Not something that, normally what I do is that I love music. Anything that you are doing, let it not be far from what you want to do. Because if it is far from what you want to do, or if it is something that is all encompassing, that it will distract you to forget what you are supposed to do, then don't do it. So take 20 minutes walk. It works for me. Take 20 minutes, listen to music, watch videos, set alarm for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, go back to it. After that 20 minutes, if you come back and it is still not working, then what you will now do is this. Say to yourself, Set your mind, because sometimes you have to deceive. The mind can be deceptive. So you have to play the mind in its own game. What you have to do at this particular time is for you to say, okay, my mind, just allow me to focus for just 20 minutes. After these 20 minutes, I'm going to do anything you want. To sit down there and do that work. Even if you are not understanding the thing you are doing there, stay there for that 20 minutes. I assure you that by just doing that for that 20 minutes, before that 20 minutes elapses, you are going to see a change. You are going to see your disposition coming back little by little. So this is what I have for you for today, and thank you very much. So I think we're going to have the floor is now open for the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for this amazing class. I enjoyed it, and I believe that every other person on this call enjoyed it as well. So this time is for question and answer. If you have any question, please raise your hands and we'll pick you one by one and all questions will be answered. So if you have any question, please indicate by raising your hand, or you can also drop it at the missing chat.
Yeah, moderator, I think I saw somebody raise up his hand. I think it's TJ.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, so happy for all that you've been saying. I'm happy that I took time. Initially, I just thought it's mentorship that is not a class that I really need. But I'm happy that I've learned so many things that there is no part of all that you have said that I've not learned from. So I have two questions, one question and one contribution though, just to buttress what you said. The contribution first is the fact that when you said we shouldn't give up, it really that's one area that I've been really struggling with. But I thank God that what you have said has really validated all my efforts. I have actually completed the YouTube version of Google Cyber Certification course. It was really hard, like you said, and it was the same principle I applied. I will be tired, I'll be frustrated at a point, but one thing that kept me going was the discipline, the fact that this thing has to be done, and I'm really happy that you're also using that to encourage us here. Then, secondly, sir, is a question. The when you were like giving out the three types of ways through which we can earn from cybersecurity. He said open. Sorry, I forgot it. He said open circuit or something. That one. That's where all these other software companies they allow people to come in, have access to their codes, rewrite it, send it back to them. But you didn't mention it. How you get paid. I mean, whether you will get paid if you're just working, if you just want to focus on that aspect of cybersecurity. I'm also like, I also want to just add this one as a follow-up question that which is the best part of cybersecurity to follow, as in the easiest for a first timer? Which part of the domains would you recommend that? Oh, the one that will encourage you to, take it a step at a time, move to the next step, move to the next step, and all that. Thank you very much, sir. That's my question.
Okay. Thank you very much, TJ. Sorry. You can hear me, right? TJ, you can hear me.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, the first point you raised concerning the frustrations that you had earlier. I am sorry to scandalize you, but it's not going to end. You will have frustrations. You have more coming up. It doesn't end. It's the cross that every tech person has to learn to live with. It is our course. Because let me tell you the truth. There is money here. Do you understand me? There is money here, and you every sweat every pain, every scar that you witness on this journey, the consolation will come in due time. That is a promise. Once you don't give up, you see, every scar that you take in this journey, the compensation will come. It's just a matter of time. I assure you of that. I'm a living testimony. So don't give up. Continue. Don't give up. Secondly, you talked about open source. I think that's what you mentioned. When I talked about open source and closed source. Yeah. We live in a tech world in this current time. Payment is not a problem. Payment is not a problem. So how we normally do open source is just for you to reach out. You see a particular product that is open source, and some of that's the essence of joining communities, because in communities people might be building a product and then they say, okay, this is a product that we are building. Okay, if you love to contribute to this particular project or product, you reach out to the person and then the person gives you access to the code. Now, when you are building a code on GitHub, you close the code, you make it a private repository, make it a private project, and then it's not accessible to everyone, because if it's accessible to everyone will clone it, and then when they clone it, they will have access to everything. But some people will just make it private to an extent, and then later they make it public to everyone. So that person will give you access, and then you discuss with the person, and then whether you want to make it you will just see, you even see the profiles in GitHub. You see profiles of those people. You see their GitHub profiles of the contributors to that particular, the major contributors to that particular project. You reach out to them, discuss with them. Okay, this is a paid contribution, and then you contribute to this particular project, and then they pay you. They pay you through different mediums. In Nigeria, we have Paystack, we have PayPal, we have Floatawave, we have all so on and so forth. We have Stripe. Stripe is not currently working in Nigeria, but payment is not an issue. Yeah, it's not an issue. So it's just for you to have maybe sign up to those particular platforms, and then you're good to go. They're going to tell you the platforms that you're using for payment. If it's a paid one, and then they will pay you. It's not they will pay you. They will actually pay you. Once it's a paid gig, they will pay you for sure. So you asked the third question, right?
Yes, I did. I asked if which of domain would you recommend for somebody that is just going into cybersecurity?
The ones that you have to choose, it actually depends on you. That's why, as a cybersecurity person, you have to choose a particular niche that you want to do. I mentioned some examples here. It's like you have to choose the one that you want to do. Do you understand? Because they are different. I talked about people that we call these people offensive. They are offensive. It's not offensive in the derogatory aspect, but offensive. The pen testers. I told you that the pen testers are the ones that do the attack. Do you understand? The ones that do the attack. So they will be there and they will be like, okay, let's find vulnerabilities. Let's find vulnerabilities. What is happening? What is causing this? What like they are just scouting. The company will give them the access. Okay, come to our source code, come to our let me say, come to this is our project, this is it. Come and monitor how we work here, come and monitor our systems. Okay, go to this particular department, and the finance department, the software department, the HR department, the managerial department. Okay, look at whether there are any vulnerabilities and how they are handling their data, and then see whether there are any vulnerabilities that someone can come into and then can use and hack into our system or manipulate data in our system. These are the attacks. So they're the ones that will do that. And then the people that we call the SOC team, they are the defensive, SOC, Security Operations System. Security Operations Center, sorry. They are the SOC team. They do more of defensive. So if you want to do attack, there is none that is better than the other one. It's just the one that you want to do. All of them pays. So most times, as a SOC operator, you'll be working with a team. Most times, you'll be working with a team. But the attack people, they can work individually. You can just maybe hack into Access Bank. Let police not carry you and then you say it's me. You can hack into any bank and then you will come and submit. Okay, look at I hacked into this particular website, into your particular website. What do you do about it? Oh yeah, pay me. Let me handle it for you. And then they will pay you. The others that combine both. There are people, we call them purple team. Red team is attack, that's offensive. Blue team, Security Operations Center, defensive. There are those that combine offensive and defensive. We call them purple team. So, and there are those ones you don't even have to write code. You don't have to do attack or defensive. You just be like GRC. They are more of managerial roles and all that. There are people that will be going from places to places and be asking people, okay. This is what you are not doing right. This is what you found. This is what you are not doing right. And then they will not do anything. It's when they now submit all those things for you, then you will now they will now employ the services of those people that will curtail those things. So it's not about you. It's not about one being better than the other. It's just about you knowing the one that you would like to do and then do it. There's none that is better than another one. Okay. So I don't know if I answered you, TJ.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. But sir, would you recommend GRC for a beginner like us to specialize in GRC?
Yeah, anyone is okay. Do you understand? Anyone is okay anyone is okay. Do you understand? You can do anyone. GRC, all of them are beginner friendly. So anyone you want to do, you can do it. But the perk there is this. If you are someone that maybe at the long run you want to do somebody that does attack, somebody that does offensive, that's pen testing, ethical hacking, and someone that did defensive, that's SOC, will have more, like, let me say, the person can easily do GRC later than someone that began with GRC. Do you understand? So migration is actually difficult. Let me not say difficult. It's easier for you. Migration is easier from other parts to GRC than from GRC to other parts. That's all I can say.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. That is noted.
All right. So Sunday I'll come to you. I'll come back to you. But there are some questions we have in the messages. Okay, I think I can see Sunday too. 70% of your lifetime as a 10% is debugging. Okay, you must be motivated and ready to provide solutions. Yes. Okay, Ubochi Emmanuel, what is the difference between data analysis and data science? And those data analysis deal with higher, and does data analysis, I think that's what you meant, and does data analysis deal with higher mathematics? The thing is this, data science, someone who did data science can easily do data analysis, but someone who did data analysis, okay, it's almost the same thing, but it's just the tools. Data science is higher. Data science is higher because data science is like a parent. So inside data science, you can do data analysis, but data analysis is like its own, it's just like a subset of data analysis, analyzing data. But some of the things that you will be doing, like data analysis, you have to learn things like, let me say, you have to learn Tableau, Power BI, things that you can also learn in data science. Tableau, Power BI, Tableau about Power BI. You have to know your Microsoft Excel, and you have to know Python or R language. So these are the things that, so it's almost the same, but understand data science as higher, is higher, yeah. So Obochi Emmanuel, I think that's what I have to say there. Okay, then Michael King, what will you advise if I want to be a freelancer with cybersecurity? What I will advise you is once you want to be a freelancer, you have to learn, first of all, learn the discipline, learn the particular niche. When I talk about niche in cybersecurity, know the niche that you want to do. And then make sure that you do projects, do labs. We call them labs. Do labs in cybersecurity. Go to YouTube, search for labs. Go to YouTube, search for labs. Apart from the ones that EmbodiLearn gives you, search for labs. You will do labs. You see cybersecurity, eh? The key to cybersecurity is labs. You will do labs and do labs and do labs. Projects, build projects on your own, and then be compiling those projects. Post those projects that you did, the success and the frustrations you witnessed within those projects. Let me tell you the truth. People are monitoring you in LinkedIn. If you don't post your frustrations and progress and your success in LinkedIn, they'll not take you serious. So anything that you do, okay, today you can give yourself, what I normally do is, what I normally did my own time, and I normally do it too, is take up 100 days of code. Take up 30 days of code. If 100 is too much for you, take 30 days. Some people do take 10 days. Within that 10 days, every day, day one, this is what I did. Today I monitored network with a mmap. This is what I did, monitoring network. You see how network is going. Today, this is what I did. People will be seeing, okay, this person is actually improving, or okay, this person has actually known this thing. And you'll be surprised when someone actually reaches out to you. So you will need to build labs, show what you can do, and then put yourself out there. I assure you that once you are capable, you'll get a role. So I think that's it for the questions we have there. Then
Sunday Jonah
yeah,
can
Sunday
unmute
Jonah, please
himself.
go ahead.
All right. Thank you, sir. First of all, I just want to appreciate you for this session. For me, it's been very insightful. Not just insightful, but of course, an eye opener, to be able to transit into the world of tech, right? And of course, because I'm currently into customer service, and I want to transit into tech, right? I know when I was coming in that it's going to take a lot of time from me, not just time, but of course, a bit of a discipline I know will be needed. Then, of course, like you've mentioned, and of course, TJ has mentioned, the frustrations are there, right? As I'm running this, I think before I started this, I already started a course on Alison on diploma in cybersecurity. And sometimes by the time you move from one level to the other, you look a bit frustrated and tired, right? But of course, what I've learned today or heard from you has been like a kind of a soak-up to me to say, yes, I should keep moving on. And part of what you mentioned, that is a trail for me as well, is the fact that this frustration will not stop. You need to have a zeal on why you need to continue. You need the drive to continue. And you've talked about networking. You've talked about communities, that we need to join. You also talked about mentorship, right? Which, of course, I think for every line of career, mentorship is very, very key. That will now bring me to some of the questions I want to ask. Some of my curiosity, questions have been asked. I think I wrote them down here, and I think one of what was a key question was the last one you just answered, which is which area of the cybersecurity is easy for one to start with. I think TJ asked the question, so I already wrote that down as one of my questions to say I want to move in. But I think a bit of the explanation you've given again is the part that we need to do projects, and of course, here we refer to project as lab, which I think is very, very okay, and is something that we will drive and need to go into as we begin to dive into the career of tech. So my question to you now would be, I have just two of them. What are some of the tech communities that one can join? That's one. I am a part of LinkedIn. I optimize LinkedIn, right? And I think what you've mentioned again is giving me a more insight to be able to go in. But yeah, what are some of the tech communities that one can join and can participate in? Two, you've talked about mentorship. If I need to stay long in the tech journey, if I need to thrive well in the tech journey, I need a mentor. And you have also talked about how your mentor in app tech actually helped you, that you have one and you're still looking up to one now. So in this tech, right, how will one get a mentor? How do I locate one? And how do I get to align with this mentor that will be ready to, lead me through? And I want to ask as well, based on the mentor, are there any costs involved? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sunday. Thank you for your questions, and then the captions you also made. Yeah, okay. I also enjoin you to do more. I also encourage you, and in as much as you come out every day and then you decide to do the same thing, even if it's making headway or not, and you decide to do it, you have to like commend yourself. It's not easy. So the when you talk about communities, yeah, I talked about LinkedIn first of all. Yeah, I talked about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is good. LinkedIn is good. Very good. You already know. LinkedIn is good. If you are on LinkedIn, I am a living testimony. I can tell you that for sure. Secondly, I mentioned Showcase. Showcase is another platform. SHO double W CASE. Showcase. These are a very good platform. A very good platform. Very some of those platforms, like I was telling someone that Stack Overflow. I thank God that Stack Overflow is no longer there. Some people will call me a hater, but I thank God. Yeah, there was one thing that Stack Overflow did to me that I won't forget. They gave me a scar. I asked one question like that when I was still struggling with understanding loops in JavaScript. So I struggled with JavaScript there. So I asked the question: if you see how these people pounced on me like I committed a crime, like why, what is this? What type of question are you asking? This simple thing, this is something you should know. Somebody even said you are a developer. How can you call yourself an engineer? How can you call yourself a developer and you don't know this thing? I was surprised, but even though it happened, but I came to understand Showcase was less toxic, and it was like, I think it's showcase.com showcase.com. Yeah, they have an application. You can just look at the App Store or Google Play Store. Just look at it. There's another one. Okay. I've forgotten the name. Let me just check it. There's another one, but Showcase is more than enough for you. And Discord too, very important. Discord is very okay if you're on Discord. Yeah, Discord is very good, because you know what Discord does. Discord is when you'll be doing all these labs and so on. If you see what they do in this Discord, somebody like you will see people, they'll be doing labs collaboratively, like doing labs. People come together, they will do labs, okay, and then they will say, this is what we understood from our lab. So Discord is good, Showcase is good, LinkedIn is good. There are many others. Like make sure you're on GitHub. I don't know if you're on GitHub, but make sure you have a GitHub account. Yeah, these are platforms that are very good. I know that will help you very much. So reach out to those groups, and then when you come to places like the community for cybersecurity is very strong on X. By X, I mean Twitter. Is very strong on X. There are many, like I will mention some groups on X now that you can just search. There was one that actually helped me. Cyber Patron. The lady is doing very well. Cyber Patron is doing very well. I've mentioned it. Cyber Patron. Just search for Cyber Patron. She's a lady. Adesola. Search for her. She's doing very well. Then for the ladies here, you can search for Sis and Neds. Sis and Neds. Sis and Neds. She's doing very well. Search for some accounts. I think I will just have to, because I have to log into. I can't remember all of them at a glance, but I know for the ladies, Sis and Nets, yeah, they are training, they are into training ladies, yeah. Then I would just like maybe I don't know how I would do it, but I think I'll just reach out to the team at EmbodiLearn, and then I'll just drop those names. So you can follow them, just follow them on X, and be following what they are doing. You see the progresses they have. They have live sessions almost every day. Follow Cyber Patron, chat her up. The lady is very good. Chat her up. Okay. This is it. Or you can even tell her, okay, Maurice gave me your contact. This one, the one, and this one. Please, can I join your community? The community is very strong for cybersecurity persons. So these are the ones that I know. So for the other ones, I'm going to reach out. Then okay. Then for mentorship, don't worry. When you get there, when you join the communities, mentorship will not be a problem. I assure you of that. Join communities first. You will see people that are doing well. Then you can ask them to be their mentors. I know that they will be so eager to help you. Thank you. If that answers your question, Sunday.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. It does.
All
Just
right.
one thing I
You're
want to
welcome.
add. The showcase, the Discord, and the GitHub, are there apps that we need to download from App Store?
Yeah, for GitHub, make use of your the web version. You know, don't the app, the GitHub application is it might confuse you. So if you want to see more features, use the web version or the desktop version. So the web version is just type it github.com. So but don't download the application if you want to have the more features. So make sure you have github.com. It will lead you to the web version. And but others you can have the applications. They are good. It's showcase and yeah. Discord too. Yeah, the application. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. So any more questions?
Thank you. Thank you so much for this section. I don't know if any other person has a question. There's still some minutes for questions. But if there is no questions, I think we'll come to the end of this amazing section. Me, I don't even want it to end, but I know that we have other things to do. And we appreciate everyone for their time. I believe that we learned something today and that we'll be better than we were yesterday from this session. So with that, I will introduce our host to give us a closing remark while we come to the end of today's session. We thank our guest speaker for today's class. It was really amazing. Just hold on for a few minutes as the host comes.
All right.
Sorry,
All
I
right.
asked the question in the chat, but it has not been answered.
Sorry, what's the question?
Yeah.
Please unmute
I was
yourself.
asking, I said, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I asked that what's the earning potential for someone in the cybersecurity field as a freelancer? What's his earning potential?
Okay, thank you for the question.
Well, I think the moderator likes to answer that question. She wanted to answer it. The moderator, I don't know. Okay, so let me.
Please, sir.
Okay, let me just cut you off. So like I said, when I talked about you are different. Okay, yeah. So everybody it depends on you see tech. People pay you. People know your worth, and they pay you according to your worth. Let me just be honest with you. So in your life cycle as a tech person, you begin as an intern. You will do internship now. You'll do internship. It's normal. So you begin as an intern. The way you are learning under someone. If it's a paid internship, okay, I don't like using, because if I use the Naira equivalent, some of us might grow code, and then they will just they will say, okay, I'm not doing it again, because you know that Nigerian clients are something else. But there are jobs here, there are companies that will pay you very well. But I'll just use the dollar estimate, which is just like more of general. Okay, yeah, as an intern, cybersecurity intern, they pay, so the amount that a pen tester is earning is actually different from the amount that a person on the blue team SOC is earning, and then for those doing governance, it's actually different. So you shouldn't be earning anything less than 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. That's an intern. Yeah, let me just put that there. From 10,000, just use that the base. I'm talking about 10,000, 10,000 a year. Let me just put it there as an internal. Yeah. So but as a junior, let me say you shouldn't be earning anything less than 30,000 a year. Then that's as a mid, that's between the senior and the senior and junior. Yeah, let me put it between $60,000 a year. And then as a senior, you should be earning from 120 upwards. So it varies. It varies though. It depends on the company, but this is just the base. You can go to okay, what's the name of this? There's this channel. Sorry, there's this channel that lists pay and all that, pay range and then all that. But as an intern, you start from somewhere. Okay, they're just paying you to foot some of your bills. I think they pay hourly, so you just expect. Sometimes it can be 20,000 a year, sometimes, but you won't do internship a year now. At most, you will do 6 years. Some will do 1 year, but let me just put it at that range, 10,000 and above. As you progress, you will be earning more. As a junior, you will not be earning anything less than 30,000. I'm sure of that. Anybody that pays you below that is actually, as a mid, 60, then senior and proficient, 120 upwards. So it's your skill that will determine the amount that they will pay you. Thank you. So Michael, I don't know whether I answered your question.
Yes, thank you. You answered.
All right. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if there's any more questions or unanswered questions. Okay, with that, I think we'll be introducing our host to give us a closing remark as we come to the end of this amazing session.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this call. Thank you, the moderator, Chinaza, able graphic designer, and thank you, our speaker. We really appreciate your time and your dedication to this session. And I just wanted to say something about that last question about the pay range. Luckily for us, we have our instructor here in the call. I don't know if Aziz is around. Maybe if you have something to say, he's already in the field. He's been there for years. So maybe you can have like real life experience or examples about the issue about pay range, especially when it comes to working from Nigeria. So we'll have like a practical example and compare it with what we already heard from our able guest speaker. Aziz, are you there? Can you just say one or two things? Hello, Aziz. Like, I think he's not is not around. Okay, let's just leave it at there. But certainly, over time, there will be more sessions like this when we get to have experienced and industry experts that will speak to us. So we have a lot packed up for you guys. And I just want you guys to fasten your seatbelt and stay with us on this journey. And trust me, within your completion of your 12 weeks training, you will be coming out freshly baked to succeed in your different career areas. So let me allow our community manager to give us a few announcements about the classes this weekend, and then we can close. Ruth, if you are there, you can go ahead, please.
All right, good evening, everyone. I don't know how many persons that can hear me. I hope my mic is okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening. I really appreciate everyone's effort for this webinar, the time and everything. I really appreciate. Thanks for your patience and your cooperations. And just a brief one, on Saturday by 10 a.m., we'll be having our classes for those in data analysis and cybersecurity, and again on Sunday. The link for Saturday class will be forwarded to our various platforms. Please, let's ensure to join. And for those who are one way or the other missed out the various classes, please, we have a video record there. Always go through it and come back with your questions. Please, let's ensure to join Saturday classes, and let's do that on time. Don't join late. And I encourage anyone, if you have any question, any challenges, or anything at all, our DM is open for you. Feel free to contact us and discuss whatever it is with us. We are always at your service. Thanks once again for joining this webinar. We really appreciate your efforts. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, good night. So we can end the call here. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely night rest.
All right. Good night.
Good night, bye everyone.
Good night, everyone, and thank you. Bye.
Bye. Finally.